Callerley and Shinvo and Ceilidh Trail in. I thought, what a great way to start things off. I must start this next link with an apology. Today, I bought my first index card since standard grade solo talk. And it turns out that they're only as good if you write the right things on them. I introduced poor Sean as Sean McLeod. That was Sean Clark on the guitar there. It's a wonder I ever passed that module. So, after the next group perform, we're going to take about a 20-minute interval, during which your time is your own, ladies and gentlemen. Do as you will. Visit the bar, have a comfort break, have some fresh air, have some not so fresh air, whatever you fancy. There will be CDs for sale in the foyer, lots of projects that the Fèis have been involved in. You can sign up to the mailing list if you fancy. You can sign up for the Senior Fèis online if you have any young musicians around this kind of age at home that would fancy taking part in the next project. It's the 9th to the 14th of October in Ullapool. You can tweet, you can Instagram, you can Facebook, you can do whatever you want. The Fèis are completely all over all of these platforms. If you want to get some index cards, W.H. Smith are having a run on them at the moment. Fèisrois.org is the website of the organisation. Also, Ruairidh a Kinga Shachkin Yaakov. There is a weekly conversation circle run by Fèis Rois. If you fancy getting to grips with the language, if you'd like to get involved in something like that, you can find the information for these things all over the website. It makes me think about the Fèis. When I first went away to Fèis Rois when I was 9, I was packed off, my first trip away from home. And Mum and Dad just sent me away with one mission. That was it. I had the address book. All I had to do was send postcards to my grannies and my aunties. That was it. One job. And they came on the Friday night to the concert, and we stayed overnight in Ullapool on the Saturday morning. They said, well, did you send your postcards, darling? No. I'd sent not one. Hadn't bought any postcards, been anywhere near a post office. I didn't even have a pencil. I don't know what they were thinking. There was no way it was ever going to happen. So 2 years later, I was sent back to the Fèis, and Mum had got some postcards ready. They were pre-addressed. They were stamped. We had written the messages. Like the night before, I went, having a great time at the Fèis. Oh, it's fantastic. The food, the music, everything is wonderful. And again, they came to pick me up on the Sunday night. No. Hadn't even bothered to put them in a postbox, so they got sent on the Saturday morning with a Fort Rose postmark. But it was the thought that counted, and the grannies were chuffed with the postcards after all. So, anyway, Clonyshin and Nishvo and Ceilidh Trail Nashanta, the National Ceilidh Trail. Whereas the local trail focus their gigs on the Ross-shire area, the National Trail seem to have been everywhere but. They've been in Perth, Aberdeen, Stirling, Dumfries and Galway, and the Borders. And with a wider touring arc comes a wider recruitment field. So, I shall introduce you to these guys. Hopefully the cards are right. We have Mairearad from Edinburgh on song and fiddle, Neil Sutcliffe from Stirling on box and piano, Ruairidh Gollan from Edgerton on the fiddle, and Calum McIlroy from Elric in Aberdeenshire on the guitar and mandolin. The National Ceilidh Trail.
Hallo. Fèis Rois Huludinje. Kamerhashev. Oh, skenio. Maar herstellen, Shinyan Trail Nashente. I guess Hashin bid Shinyan vi fegen duig. Ik leeg aan een image charge venue. I guess Hulut. Marshin. So yeah, Hashin ervendaad is een keer schachten. I guess Hashin has down. Just about. We, as Anna said, we're the National Ceilidh Trail, and we've been on tour for 4 weeks now, and we're just about here. We're going to start off with a set of jigs that Ruairidh's going to tell you a bit about.
We are going to start with a tune by the American fiddler Liz Carroll called The Hatchlings, and then we're going into a Duncan Chisholm tune written for the late great Rod Mackenzie. Rod was a great stalwart of traditional music and the Gaelic culture in the Ross-shire area and further afield, and his legacy now lives along throughout his family. So we're gonna finish off with a tune written for 25 years of Fèis Rois by Lauren McCall.
Thank you very much. We're now going to follow on with a song. This is an old traditional one, which you may well know, called Billy Taylor. But the version I'm going to sing today, the melody was written by the wonderful Corinne Polwart, contemporary folk singer. It's a story about a lass who gets understandably angry when her fiancé goes off with another woman, but takes her anger just a little bit too far. We're going to intersperse this song with a traditional reel called Old Boogie as well. Billy Taylor was a sailor, he was courting a fair lady. Instead of Billy getting married, he was forced unto the sea. But his bride soon followed after, under the name of Richard Carr. Snow-white fingers, long and slender, covered o'er with pitch and tar. Fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-diddy, fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-day. She dressed herself in sailor's clothing, oh, but she was a bonny young man. Away she sailed upon the ocean, all aboard the Mairearad. A storm blew up upon the water, she being there among the rest. The wind blew up her silver buttons, and there appeared her snow-white breast. Fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-diddy, fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-day. Well now, said the captain, my dear lady, what misfortune brought you here? I'm in search of my dear lover who you have pressed the other year. Well, said the captain, my dear lady, tell to me the young lad's name. Some folk call him Billy Taylor, William Taylor is his name. Fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-diddy, fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-day. Married to another, left you here alone to rue. Rise you early in the morning, early at the break of day, and there you'll spy young Billy Taylor walking it with his lady gay. Fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-diddy, fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-day. She rose early up next morning, early at the break of day, and there she spied young Billy Taylor walking it with his lady gay. Gun and pistol she commanded, gun and pistol at her side, and there she shot young Billy Taylor walking it with his new-made bride. Fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-diddy, fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-day, fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-diddy, fal-de-ral-de-rum-dum-day. Very much.
Thank you very much. We're going to go on with our final set now. And as Anna mentioned, there will be an interval after this set, so go wild. We're going to finish off with a couple of tunes, but first we'd like to say a couple of thank yous. We'd like to say a huge thank you to our 2 supervisors and drivers that we've had over the last 4 weeks who have made the trail greater crack than we could have ever imagined. So we'd like to say thank you to Jamie McKenzie and Irene Fraser. We had a gig in Lanark yesterday, and we left at about 10 o'clock maybe.
and Irene drove us all the way back up to Balblair, Black Isle. We didn't get in till 2, but we had a great long lie this morning, and me and Ruairidh shared a caravan, so all good. So yeah, we're going to go on with a set of tunes, an old Gaelic air called "They Stole My Wife From Me Last Night," or something to that effect anyway. And then we're going to go into 3 tunes that Ruairidh got from the Paul Cranford collections. The first is Seaforth's Compliments, which is a great Strathspey. And then we're going to go into 2 reels, The Minikin and a tune by Jerry Holland called Kieran Tourish. So we hope you enjoy them.